Now, talking about heated debate and heated argument, there's one issue that's seen really heated argument, and the most recent was yesterday in Parliament, right? I'm talking about the town council issue, right? I would be remiss if I do not bring that up. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of the town council issue. This is not the forum for that. And I don't think it's appropriate, because most of us here may not have enough knowledge. So I'd urge that we don't go into the details of the town. But I'd like to put this question to Gerald. How would you have liked the debate on town council to be different? Not the substance, but the manner in which it was conducted. I'm giving an opportunity to state how else do you think it could have been done in a fair, equally robust manner?
Okay. Well, I think most of you would have been reading in the papers day in, day out about issues with the town council. And I think it's important to put things into perspective for everyone, to understand that, yes, there have been lapses, but those lapses are being handled, they're being taken care of. And very importantly, moving forward, there are lots of things that we will know how to do much better in the coming term that we have, hopefully if we get the chance to. And with regard to the question about how we would have liked the debate to take place better, I think there was a report by the AGO, which we have said that it was a fair report. We addressed the points in that report. We responded to the government's accusations in Parliament over a 2-day debate through further press statements later on. But we didn't see a need to constantly respond to every single time the government kept repeating the same issues again and again. And I think in this coming election, you can expect that the government will continue to keep raking up the issues, mentioning it again, trying to insert it into people's minds that we are not capable of running a town council. The fact is, on the ground, if you talk to residents on Aljunied, Hougang, Punggol East, they will tell you that in terms of estate maintenance instead of cleanliness, the issues that really matter to them, we have done comparably well to any other town council. I think that's really the things that the people should focus on. We are still in the process of releasing our final year of audited statements, and the people can judge from there whether or not we have done a good job in managing the town council, and whether or not in the future, if we were to have the privilege of being able to expand to other constituencies, whether we can manage it better and learn all those lessons that we did, learn things like how to cope with a software system being removed, learn to cope with many things being thrown in our path, and yet being able to overcome all these and run the town council well.
This one, may I comment, please?
Yes, please, Jeannette.
I think that problems that we face by WP today also originate from handing over. So the previous town council has also got something to answer for. Especially, and I also want to say that whilst a lot of ink and print has been spent on spotlighting the WP's issues with their town council, I don't understand why the Auditor General's report on the flagging the grave financial lapses in the books of a range of government agencies have only been met with muted responses from the various ministries. So I mean, there is as I can tell you that one alarming red flag, which has yet to be properly, explained, is the award of 17.78 million worth of tenancy contracts without proper approval by the People's Association. A People's Association is an organ heavily funded by taxpayers' money to the tune of 1 billion this year. And so we need to have assurance that taxpayers' money is being responsibly spent. So so I think why not some talk about that? Thanks.
Right. So I guess the question here is about whether it is fair play. And there has been talk on the ground, right? I mean, there's been accusations, allegations of what's happened in the Jeannette, Hougang, Punggol East Town Council. And then subsequently the Auditor General's report came out, and it had implicated several of the PAP wards. So the questions are being asked at this point in time, is the treatment of these two sets of anomalies equal? Is it fair? These questions are being asked. Siman, would you want to respond to this?
Thank you
but the idea is not, I mean, I really don't want to put people in a spot. That's not the idea. But I think we need to give the benefit of a response. Okay? Yeah.
In fact, Vishwa, earlier on when you were talking about power, I think I have a pretty good idea what you mean by now. I'm very happy to be part of this, however. Now, I wasn't planning to, bring up this particular issue, but I see that, it's been raised. And in fact, as a fellow woman on the panel, I was concerned that Jeannette might not be getting enough airtime, so I was going to direct the question to her, because, she also talked quite eloquently just now about town council experience. So I would say this, I mean, if you would like to compare between what happened in AHP PTC, it's a bit of a mouthful issue, and also the very recent AGO audit, then I would say that there are at least 3 areas that we can look at. First of all, let's compare the reactions. In the case of the AGO audit, which happens regularly of government agencies, I would say that the government agencies' reactions have been swift. The agencies have owned up to lapses. They have owned up to cases where there were non-compliance, and they have taken action very swiftly to rectify whatever has been pointed out. I think in the case of the HPTC, actually I think what we've been hearing are fairly lengthy, I don't want to say excuses, that doesn't sound very nice, explanations, which actually I also don't fully understand. If you were to ask about money, then I would say that in the case of the AGO audit, all the monies that we've been talking about have been accounted for and no money is lost. But in the case of HPTC, I'm not so sure. Not too sure where the money went, particularly the money that was supposed to have been paid into the sinking funds. And if you really want to compare, I think there's at least a third area that we can look at, and let's look at the processes. Because in the case of the AGO audit, it is auditing government agencies with a set of processes that have been in place for a very long time. I used to work in the civil service myself. We have a very long document, so long that you can't print it out on hard copy. It is called the instruction manuals, the IM. And that, we treat it as an addendum to every contract of employment that a civil service signs. It contains, amongst other things, a lot of rules and requirements, all of which are processes, part and parcel of processes that are being audited regularly, and I think it should be the case. So processes are in place. It's a question of whether they can be tightened, and wherever they can be tightened, the government agencies have done so with alacrity. But I think in the case of HPTC, based on what I can understand of the auditor's opinions, it appears that processes are quite lacking. So if you were to ask me, to go back to your first question, what I would wish changed, or how I think the debate could have gone differently, I would say this. I wish that more answers had been forthcoming from HPTC, then I think we would have wasted much less time on this issue, and I think the population will be much the wiser.